Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Amy Leisner Show. We have another wonderful interview today with my friend Kim. We go way back, and that is a story for a different day and a different podcast. So for now, Kim, can you just introduce yourself? Tell us who you are, what you do, who you help, all the things.
Yes, I am Kimberly Farrell, and I am a freelance web designer and developer. I work with all kinds of companies, ranging from fitness to comic book shops to artists, insurance, all kinds of different people. If you need a website, it's my passion, and that is what I'm here to do and to help with. And I've been doing freelance work since 2009 now. And so I've worked with all different types of companies and different people. And yeah, it's really fun.
That's so cool. What did you think you wanted to do? Like, how did you come across this work and discover your passion for it?
That's funny because this is not what I had in mind that I was going to do when I was in high school. Well, I grew up always doing theater and on the dance team and playing guitar and piano and singing. And I for sure thought that's the direction that I wanted to go in. And I wanted to pursue some sort of either acting or musical theater or something along that realm. And so it wasn't until I went on a trip to New York with my mom, actually, and we went and toured NYU and we went and toured Juilliard, and we were looking into all these acting and theater arts type of schools. And then when the time came after high school, I guess you could say I got cold feet. And it started getting me thinking, is this really what I want to do? Or does the idea of it just sound better and sound fun? And so I started thinking about what else I like to do. And this is going to sound cringy, but like we were in the era of MySpace. Yay. And I loved coding my little profile. I used to always help my friends code their profile. So when I was kind of thinking of what I wanted to do, was like, I'm really good at tech stuff. I feel like that could be a possibility. I still didn't know much about it or anything like that. When I went into it, I kind of feel like I went into it on a whim and I went into it blindly. And luckily, it all worked out and I love doing what I do. But my sister had been transferring from Long Beach to the Art Institute. And so that's kind of where I was like, well, let me see what else they have at the Art Institute. That was just it because she was going there. And they had a web design program. And so I enrolled in that. I did about 3 quarters at the Orange County location. And then I got this itch that I wanted something more still. And so that's when I decided to move to New York. Still ended up finishing or working on my degree there. They had an art institute in New York. I moved there and I worked for an advertising agency, and that was the time of my life. I would do it again in a heartbeat if I could. I was also watching a lot of Felicity at the time, so I feel like that swayed my desire to go there.
We love a pop culture influence.
Yes. So, I spent a year in New York and then my funds ran out. So I moved to New Jersey and I would commute in to school for web design into the city and still at work. And then after 6 months in New Jersey, the company that I was working for decided to promote me, but at their Pennsylvania location. So I moved to Pennsylvania. After some time, realized Pennsylvania is not for me, and moved back to Orange County to finish up my degree. And then shortly after graduation, I started working for a digital media company. I actually still work with them. I've been with them for over 12 years. I've done freelance on the side ever since. So a lot of my clients have been long-term clients that I started with 12 years ago and just continue to work with. And then I usually bring in here and there onboarding new clients. And so that's kind of my story summed up.
I love that. That's so cool. I had no idea you were out in New York and New Jersey and Pennsylvania for that long.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Like I said, I would go back in a heartbeat if I could. It'd be hard to live in the city with kids now, but I would if I could. Yeah.
When they're out, then you can be like,
yeah, maybe one day. Yeah, when they're off to college, maybe I'll go back and do it all over again.
15 years, right? How old is your youngest?
I know. Yeah, we got some time to go. My youngest will be 3 in November.
Awesome. Cool. Well, I know you said you work with a lot of different clients, but I feel as though there's probably some like commonalities between all of your working relationships. So I'm wondering if you could tell people if they're interested in working with a web developer. First of all, like how do they know that they need you? You know, like a lot of people are trying to DIY their way through Squarespace and Wix and getting frustrated.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering like what someone like who is the person you would work with like specifically, like are they trying to figure it out on their own and getting frustrated, or what do you see comes through your door mostly?
Usually it's the ones who are starting their business or have an established business and they don't have the time working on it. Okay, this is real life. My child here is banging on the door. So sorry if you hear that. Work from home mom. So yeah, usually it's those who don't have the time to get this up and running, don't want to figure it out. You know, I know these programs, whether it's Wix, WordPress, Shopify, Kajabi, all these like the back of my hand. Mm-hmm. I can get it done so fast. I can get a website up for you so quickly and have it be exactly what you've been envisioning, that you know, somebody who maybe is trying to figure out on their own, obviously it would take a lot longer. And also, I mean, I think people don't quite understand there's a lot of other stuff that goes into it. It's not just building a website. You've got user experience, you've got research, you've got color theory, like there's all of these things. And as you know, you've got copywriting, you know, and there's a strategy to all of that. And I think that's sometimes what people don't understand is, and then they'll go and, you know, put up a quick website and it's not producing, you know, the effects and what they need from that. And so I think that's a big misconception that it's easy to just get a site up. There's a lot more that goes into it. And I'm here not only just to build you a website, but like to bring you results. What is your end goal? Is it to make money? Is it to get your product out there? What is your end goal? And we come up with a whole marketing strategy as well. It's not just getting your website up. You know, there's strategies that go into where the content is placed. There's strategies that go into the forms that we have on there and the email marketing that happens after the forms. There's strategies with Facebook ads and Instagram ads and retargeting to these people who are visiting your website. So it's not just as simple as plug and play, you know, copy paste, get a site up.
Yeah, customize a template or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if you could explain what the term UX means, because I feel like I know I throw that term around a lot and it's kind of marketing jargony, but could you explain what UX is and kind of your approach to it?
So it's user experience, and it's the user experience. Actually, UX designers work on not only websites, but every single thing that you use, every product that you use, down to a stapler, you know, like scissors. Like it's the user's experience with working with the product. And a lot of what goes into that is a lot of research and a lot of getting to know your target audience and their feelings, the way a product makes you feel, the way a website makes the visitor feel. And so it's more than just saying like, oh, it's this experience from start to finish, you know, to go check out a product. It can be as simple down to the button, you know, on a website, the messaging. Is that intuitive or is it not? Is that going to make your user feel frustrated, or is it going to make them feel excited to get your product? And this was easy, you know? So it's a lot of feeling, I feel like, that goes into UX design, and really knowing your target audience and doing a lot of research with that. You're supposed to put your assumptions out the door, you know, don't assume anything, go out and find the real data that proves that this is how this would be the most effective way. And it's a lot of testing. It's a lot of user testing. So throwing your product out to these audience members, getting real feedback of how this product is affecting them and working, what's not working, and then improving from there. I mean, you can take a big company like Google. Google is always improving something, you know, apps, they're always testing and improving something. It can be never ending because things change and things in life change, which then makes, you know, you have a different feeling about how you're using a product and stuff like that. So
Yeah,
that's UX in a gist.
yeah, I love that. It's like all encompassing. It's not just on the website.
Yeah.
What is a common mistake you see? Like when someone sends you over their website, they're like, I need this, you need to help me with this. What is like, if someone could change one thing on their website right now to make it more user friendly, what would you suggest?
Colors. I feel like colors hold a lot of an emotional effect, which triggers then, like we were talking about in UX, a user to feel a certain way about something. So when somebody comes to your website, it's like that initial, is this organized as well? Organization is great too, something visual, and is this appealing in a sense to go further? I can't tell you how many times I've gone to a website and I don't even know where to look for anything. And there's no color, there's no feeling. It just feels very dry, let's say. And that doesn't speak to me. I usually exit out and go look somewhere else, So I think color holds a lot of power with your website.
Absolutely, for sure. Yeah, you did my website and I get so many compliments on it, like tons of compliments. So
that was a fun project. Yeah.
Yeah. So that leads me to, we work together. I'm a copywriter and so I wrote my own copy for the website, but I'm wondering if there are any like things like copy or maybe someone to help with branding that your clients could have prepared before they work with you in order to make the process, because you mentioned being fast, like make it even faster, more seamless. What should they have ready?
Yes, if they have copy ready, and I can't, just as I'm sure you stress, copy is so important and the message is so important. It is important to hire a copywriter. They can of course come up with the gist of what they're trying to say, but effective copy is also key to a website. So yes, if they're able to get copy ready to go, if they're able to get any type of images that they for sure want on the site, that is super helpful. And any type of direction. I have clients who know what they want. Maybe they've even done like a Canva or Photoshop mock-up of what they envision in their head, or they've got links to other websites that they like. And so, I tie in that. I have other clients who are like, I don't know, you do you. And so just kind of knowing which direction you want to go in. Do you kind of have an idea of what you want? Do you not? If you do have an idea of what you want, the time is to come prepared with that from the beginning. We don't want to get to the end and then you decide, oh, I really like this person's website and it's not what we worked on. Yeah. So that'll save you time. It'll save me time. Yeah. Whatever you're able to get prepared, but also, some people don't understand that a copywriter is important, or that having, let's say if it's a bakery, having professional photos already taken is important. So I help with that as well. And I relay that to them as well. And, they don't have to go out and find a photographer or a copywriter before they work with me. I can also help them find these people like you to work with to get that accomplished. So it doesn't have to be as stressful and overwhelming ahead of time if they don't want it to be, Yeah.
And I have to say too, you make it so easy. Like for me, you sent over a few different examples of like a style and, and pick one. So I feel like you're pretty intuitive with working with people and meeting them where they are, because it can be intimidating your first time investing in a developer, a designer, or a copywriter, but I just have to shout you out that you make it like a very like easy and comfortable process.
Thank you. Yeah, I do send out, if you work with me, you can expect to receive a questionnaire, and it's pretty detailed. And that's kind of how I get to know what your style is and what your vision is and things that you want or don't want. It helps me along the way to have something to reference. But yeah, just really getting to know the client and their business, and not only what they want in a website, but like what is the end goal. That will affect how we build your site. Well, if they know down the road they're gonna start selling products, we might want to start implementing some of those features,
Yeah, for sure. Can you share a story about a favorite client or a website that really got you amazing results and kind of what went into that?
Yeah. So, let's see, which one should I choose? I feel like one of my clients, her name is Erica Zeal, and she has a company called Nocta Fitness. And so I have worked with her from nearly the start of her business and still working with her to this day. And so we've actually gone through a couple different websites over the years, because you will find that things become outdated. You might want to revamp your branding or whatnot. So it all kind of ties into there. So we've done a couple of websites together for her and her different brands. She has a couple different brands, but her website traffic, as well as just her sales for her program, she does fitness programs. I mean, it's astonishing to see from 12 years ago where we started at to now what amazing things that she's doing. And a lot of that had to do with the website. But not only that, I have done courses for her, landing pages, email marketing, ClickFunnels. Let's see, her program, like booklet. She actually wrote a book and I designed that as well. So it's not always just the website. It's kind of a collaborative of all those things. And so it's brought her amazing results. She's doing great. And it's really cool to see a company grow to the scale that she has grown it at and to be a part of that.
Yeah.
Really cool.
So we're both moms and you have 3 boys. And I'm wondering if you could speak on juggling it all, working and having your freelance clients and your side business and having 3 kids, and you make the cutest stuff for them. I see all the time on Instagram, like the birthday celebrations and the holidays. I'm like, oh, how does she do it? So I'm wondering if there's any advice you have for a mom who's juggling everything like you are.
It's hard. Like, that is all I can say. Let's be real. It's hard. Some days are harder than others. I go through spurts throughout the month where I am so motivated and I will stay up till midnight working on things, whatever I'm into at that at that time. And then there's other days where I'm like, I can't function and I'm not gonna function. And that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have to be on it every day all the time. I do like to give the clients that I work for. So I do have a promotion where I do basically a website in a weekend. And that's a very intensified version of a website and just getting something up there quickly for a client. But on longer projects or on bigger projects, I do allow myself a good amount of time to complete these projects. Now, I can be very fast at doing these, but like I said, I'm not working 7 days a week to get it done. I will spend a day busting something out quickly and efficiently, and then I'll take a couple days off and then I'll get back to it. And then I'll take another couple days off. So it's just it comes in waves, and that's okay. I feel like you have to listen to your gut and your body and yourself and your mental health and how you're feeling, if you're feeling overwhelmed or not. And there have been some birthdays where I've done barely anything, like for my kids. Others where I go all out. It just, it depends how you feel.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that. And I think the key there is that it's okay.
Yes.
You don't have to be on all the time. And
No.
Also a great tip that you just said was giving yourself that time, because I'm like you, I work fast, but life happens, so just because myself is taking 2 hours to work on this project, but I'm telling the clients, cover your ears. I'm telling them it'll be done, in a week or 2.
Yes.
It's like easier on your nervous system to know that you have that cushion, because life happens. Someone gets sick or has to, you have a fall break all of a sudden in your new school district and you have your
yeah, that was a surprise. Yeah, I feel like giving that extra time, I mean, it's only going to make you less stressed and you're going to do a better job on the project anyways. But I have made so many mistakes in the past, like, live and learn doing freelance for so long. You start to learn these things, but, saying in my head, oh, this will take me 12 hours. So I could have it done to you in 4 days. You know what I mean? And no, That is not the way it should be done. And I know that now because you get to, day 3 and you start panicking, even though, it is going to take that long, but you're then working every day trying to meet that deadline. And I would rather extend the deadline a bit, give myself some grace, and then meet the deadline, and then you have a happy client, and normally I find a lot of clients are very flexible and willing to work with you. They know it's a process. They know it takes time. And I think that they'd rather you have that time and not be stressed out all the time, and then have a product that rocks when you're ready to launch it, you know?
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah. Setting that expectation early and over communicating, I think for me, been really helpful. And also just getting over the people pleasing side because in your head, you could get it done in a day or two, but like you said, you're going to not feel good about it when you're in it. So like learning that by people pleasing, you're not like helping the situation.
You're not helping. Yeah. Yeah, not at all. And learning to say no. Like one thing, so as I mentioned, I still do have a full-time job. It's a very niche audience. So I'm kind of doing the same type of work all the time. So what I love about freelance is I get to work with all these other clients in all these other fields, and it keeps that creative energy going. But I feel like, I don't know, having grace in the whole process and all that, and learning to say no. What's so great about freelance is you can say no. You can choose who you want and don't want to work with if you don't feel like it's going to be a good fit. I had to say no before. There's definitely the getting to know you phase, and it's not anything personal with that, but I feel like working with the right clients, you both are going to have a better experience if you both feel good about each other and you both feel good about the project and what you're going to be working on and you're excited about it. Learning to say no has been a big one for me, because like you were saying, like I was the same way, a people pleaser, and it was very hard for me to say no.
Yeah, absolutely. There can also be a fear that comes up that if you say no to this one client, then you're never going to get another client again. And hard. So I feel like so we both went to the Art Institute, and I feel like there was maybe one class, at least in my program, there was maybe one class that even mentioned the difference between freelance and being an employee. And that was it. Yes. They need a whole class on
that. Yeah.
and on running a business and having a mindset to like handle it.
I wish that they taught business classes, because I feel like there are a good amount of us who maybe don't want to work in tech or with a big company, and they want to start their own business and they want to freelance. And I think, classes like that would have been very beneficial in college. I don't remember any of that. Even things that we use today, all of our classes was learning how to build a website from scratch. Rarely anybody, does it from scratch. You start with a content management system and you work off of that. You're not going into HTML files and literally coding every single thing by scratch. So I feel like that would have been beneficial. I feel like a lot of the stuff that I know now was self-taught, because it has been so long since I graduated, and we didn't learn this in school. And they might teach it nowadays. I don't know. But
if someone is going to start a website, what CMS do you recommend?
So I always work, I shouldn't say always. I work in all kinds of different CMSs, because my clients typically they already have a site from like long ago that's not working for them. But they don't want to switch. They just kind of want to redesign it. I work in all kinds of different ones, but my preference is WordPress. I build a lot of websites in WordPress. I feel like it's the most flexible in a sense, very scalable. So if you're starting small and eventually down the line, you have this huge company, we're able to scale it. We're able to add in features. We're able to customize things, thousands of plugins to do whatever it is you have dreamed up in your head. And then not only that, it's pretty, user friendly for my clients. If they want to go in and change some copy here and there or update something, I do typically provide I have maintenance packages as well after I finish a website, but I do usually provide a quick little guide. I call it like a little guide that kind of walks them through, how to add a new blog post or how to upload an image. Sounds basic and whatnot, but people who have never worked in WordPress, they don't know where to go. So they find it super helpful to at least have that little guide to reference.
For sure. Yeah. I like WordPress too. It's not as like drag and droppy, I feel like, as some of the other ones, but like you said, like there's like a plugin for everything, I feel like, on WordPress.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, those are all my questions. So I just want to say thank you so much for hanging out with me today. And I want you to tell everybody where they can find you.
Yeah, you can find 546media.com. So on Instagram, 546.media, and Facebook at 546media.
Yay, I love it.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah,
this was my first podcast, so this was super fun.
You did a great job. I think it's so funny that my agency is A18 Media and yours is.
I know.
Just keep it general.
Keep it general. Yeah.
So fun. Well, thank you so much. And if anyone is new here and wants to connect with me, I'm on Instagram at Amy Leisner, TikTok at Amy Leisner. And you should go look at my website because Kimberly made it.
There we go.
A18media.com.
Yeah.
And I have a little freebie too if anyone is launching soon. It's the ultimate launch checklist. So it just lists out all the social posts you need to have ready, the emails, the landing pages, the thank you pages, all that stuff. So those will all be in my bio, and I'll have Kim's links in my bio, in the show notes too. And that's it. So thanks so much.
And
That's fun. I'll see you all next time.
Have a good one. Bye.
Bye.